when you start having people like this, so this is like when they have Mr. Wonderful on, or Mad Dog, the whatever his name is, the guy that hits all the buttons on CNBC,
Yeah.
terrible show. They have these like talking heads who themselves are like useless bags of human shit. This is here's how they introduce them. Just I'll let that go.
Chief Executive Gerald Storch. Gerald sitting next to him, as a matter of fact. The former Toys R Us Chief Executive Gerald Storch.
Former Toys R Us chief executive. He was, but that's kind of an interesting thing. When was he chief executive? Oh, he was chief executive right after Bain Capital bought and turned them into a pile of shit that was ladled with debt. And his job was to manage the debt so that way they could pull everything out of the company over the course of 8 years. And that's what he did. He's not a real CEO. He's not a business grower. He's not actually a businessman. So enjoy his economic analysis here. It's amazing.
Gerald sitting next to him, as a matter of fact. You ran one of the biggest toy stores in the world. How would you have handled the present situation if you could expect China-made toys to go up 10 to 15% in price? How would you handle it?
Well, first of all, they're not going to go up 10 to 15 or 20%
No?
in price. But no, I think this whole thing with the tariffs is grossly exaggerated by a factor of at least 2. I don't know what. Because
Well, why did you say that?
Because the tariffs
Why do you say that?
are only in the cost of goods. They're not in the retail price. So you put a tariff on the cost of the goods of 20%. It doesn't mean the retail price goes up by 20%. Not unless you can buy everything at cost somewhere.
What?
Yes, I'm actually asking you to tell me what he meant.
Play
We'll
that one
watch
more
it again.
time. I'm sorry. I need to process.
No, this is up there with like the stupidest shit I've seen. And he has another thing he says that's hilarious. But this is just like this is one of those things like the book reports do, and you just make shit up. This is that level of absurdity.
Because the tariffs are only in the cost of goods. They're not in the retail price. So you put a tariff on the cost of the goods of 20%. It doesn't mean the retail price goes up by 20%. Not unless you can buy everything at cost somewhere.
So he's saying because he genuinely
doesn't know what a
disconnects them.
tariff is. What the fuck?
No. He's technically right in that you don't. Nintendo is going to be charging $450 retail
Yes.
for the Switch. It's not on $450. It's on COGS. So the shipped sunk cost for the retail purchaser. Right. So it's a $400 purchase, $350 purchase. And he's saying that a 20 or 30% tariff on that won't increase the goods because it's not on the retail price. It's on the COGS. Wait, I lost it. That's it.
You lost what?
I was trying. I lost my train of thought. I was trying to make sense of this garbage.
You can't. It makes no sense.
This is
because the tariffs are only in the cost of goods.
You don't understand, price. Okay? You don't understand the tariffs. Yeah, the tariffs aren't raising the cost of imported goods. They're just raising the cost of imported goods. So we're good. It's not going to be reflected in the price. You know, the cost of producing a thing, that's not reflected in the retail price of things.
Never.
They're different.
Retailers are always happy to take less money.
Listen, Nintendo is run by people who are filled with love for their consumer base. They will eat that cost just to make sure that you can play Mario.
Do you know how fucking stupid you have to be to... He was a VP at Target prior to this. CEO for like 8 years or
Didn't
whatever.
Target fail?
Well, he wasn't the reason for that, but he did suck.
Target in Canada failed. I don't know if Target's still a thing in the US.
We still have Target everywhere. But those two things, these are retail companies, and somehow he never grasped the business principle of margin. Like supposedly he's a business guy. Pippa is I actually do think that's what he's saying, that tariffs increase the cost to the reseller, not the consumer. But why wouldn't, like, he's saying literally that it only increases costs at this place. He doesn't understand that, like, there's other steps that it's like saying,
well, hey, the reseller is now spending more money on a Switch. Is the reseller going to downsize their business to accommodate the extra cost of the Switch? No, they're going to raise the price of the Switch on the shelf.
This is how stupid these fucking people are. Again, when you see people who are like career CEOs and people who've only ever done this, and that's all he did. He got out of like Harvard Business School. Like, his history is hilarious. He got out of Harvard Business School and went right to being leadership at Target like 3 different retail chains. When you have someone
or something, like what's the...
No, he worked at what's the management consulting firm? Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Whatever it is, one of those shit large scale consulting firms. Like, this is who these people are. Their job is to bullshit.
McKinsey and Company?
McKinsey, thank you.
I had to Google that.
It's one of the, there's only 4 left. Like, they all own each other now.
It looks like there's, when I look at the 3 large consulting firms, I get Bain, which we were just talking about. I get Boston Consulting Group, and I get McKinsey.
Yeah, Bain's not like a sizable, they're money wise, they're massive, but like, interesting. It doesn't matter. Like, this
is also Google's AI, so it might be bullshit. I don't know.
It's I'd be hesitant to put Bain in this.
Apparently they're referred to as the big 3, so
management consulting
must be. It might be like the
I mean, they're some of the worst. That's fine. I don't care. It doesn't matter. He sucks. And you're about to hear further lies, and that's why I like this.
So you put a tariff on the cost of the goods of 20%. It doesn't mean the retail price goes up by 20%. Not unless you can buy everything at cost somewhere.
That part I don't get at all. Not unless you can buy everything at cost somewhere.
Well, that's why I'm saying I don't think he knows what a tariff is. It's like
it's a. It's weird.
It's weird.
Additionally, when they put tariffs on toys back in the first Trump administration,
they didn't. Just so you know, here is a flat lie, and it's how fast he does it. Trump threatened toy tariffs and never did it. Never did it. It never happened. It never happened. It never happened. Flatly, just never happened. You can look it up. The White House said that they decided not to be Grinches, I think was the phrasing they used. They literally, like it was a Christmas thing. So here he is, just flat line.
You can buy everything at cost somewhere. Additionally, when they put tariffs on toys back in the first Trump administration, the studies show 87% of the increase was borne by the Chinese manufacturers.
He's just lying. Like, he's just making this up.
Is he referring to? Is he okay? So he's got like numbers. Is he referring to like something else that wasn't the tariff?
I can't find anything that has to do with toys in China and studies, and I couldn't find the 87% number anywhere. Like, and these are things that if you put them in right in Google, you can kind of get at least something that's pointing to it, or somewhere else someone repeated the same shit. But no, points to him and people talking about and using these numbers in articles today. That's all I could find.
And they have everything to gain and nothing to lose by keeping the sale rather than have it moved to America like a lot of it will do.
No, it won't.
Wait, hang on. No, play that last part again. I need to hear
by the Chinese manufacturers. China has a huge toy industry, and they have everything to gain and nothing to lose by keeping the sale rather than have it moved to America like a lot of it will do.
What?
All right.
If it's for not. Oh my God.
He's saying that toys in America that are made in China, that the Chinese manufacturer would rather keep and have a minor loss or eat a little shit and lose a little bit of profit to keep the overall business than have it switch to America, which he claims it will do, which it won't.
No, I think actually people are going to be lining up to work in the toy in the little plastic soldier toy factories, Brooks, in a couple of years of this.
If it was like the movie Toys, I would. Otherwise, I'll pass. Thank you very much.
That movie was horrifying.
The movie was wonderful.
It was.
Robin Williams is a genius, way ahead of his time with it. If you haven't watched it recently, I watched it too young the first time, and then I watched it again a few years ago because someone did this speech with me, and I went, "Oh fuck, it's about the defense industry. it's not even about toys. It's really, it's really dark." But he's an idiot because there is no way that the
Storks, not Robin Williams, to be clear. Robin Williams was taken from us way too soon. He should have been preserved for eternity. Sorry, continue.
What do you mean?
I was making a joke.
What's wrong with Robin Williams? He was in Toys.
Yeah, and he was great. You said he's an idiot, but you didn't actually
No,
make a
not
definitive
yeah,
transition to
true.
talking
Not
about
not.
sport.
Well, yeah, fair.
Robin
fair.
Williams was great, and he's an idiot. Sorry, continue.
No, Storch is a fucking moron because he thinks if you haven't done it, toy manufacturing is actually a fascinating process. Tooling for toys takes a long time. Tooling for anything takes forever. And you have to spend a lot of time going back and forth because there are factories that manufacture every part of the machines, and then the machines that make the machines. And then on top of that, the parts for the different parts that attach. Like, there is so much work, 6 months, 8 months.
It's one of the reasons, by the way, why Lego prices are bullshit, because the beauty of Lego is you don't need to retool every piece for every single model.
Well, and it's why if you ever, the first Avatar movie, there was a bunch of characters that came out that weren't in the film because they had such a hard lead time that by the time Jim cut entire characters, they already had the toys out on shelves. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. I got a kick out of that. But this takes forever. And again, the number of things that are part of that process, from the way that oil is turned into the very specific types of plastics and things that are used in toys, the manufacturing of all of the mini parts, those things, there's a entire pipeline of all of that going to one place, two places. Over the last few years, a lot of manufacturing has tried to diversify away from China because China's been dickheads for a while. And lo and behold, they're not coming to America because that doesn't work. They're going to the rest of Southeast Asia. There's Africa is being a thing, India, parts of even Southeast Europe, like manufacturing spreading. But these tariffs are literally going to hurt those people the most. It's going to actually be more sensible because it'll be more cost effective to return everything back to China. Oh, Barbarian, thank you very much.
Barbarian, thank you for the 690, much appreciated.
So it's the idea of this is the level of stupidity in 50 seconds, the lies is so fucking amazing. And this is what I've been mainlining. Like, I've been loving watching this because these guys are just scumbags across the board. And they're just liars, like, in every single way.
Well, I mean, like, here's the thing, though. There's a level of stupidity where it's like, is this even a lie anymore? And legitimately, I don't know what he's talking about. Like, it's not even that, like, oh, he's covering for shit, which he is. It's like, how do you say this with a straight face?
Here's Judge Janine.
When President Trump first started going after China, after Canada and Mexico, everybody was like, oh my gosh, they're our neighbors. They're wonderful people. Why are we doing this? We love the Canadians. Well, the truth is China is making cars in Mexico and Canada and not paying a tariff on them and selling them in the United States while they are putting a tariff on our cars. Look, you're going to tariff my goods, but I'm going to lay down and let you roll all over me and sell your stuff with virtually no tariff on it? Enough. And this is what Donald Trump ran on, and he's delivering. And you know what? I don't really care about my 401k today.
Hang on. Wait.
her.
I can't. Yeah, I bet you don't. I can't get over this weird circular logic where it's like, I can't believe they are unprovokedly tariffing our goods after we tariffed them first. What the fuck? Those assholes. Like, what? You started
the worst. They're the worst. These Chinese, the way that they're building their stuff in countries that aren't China. Like, this is the part that I'm trying to figure out, I think, constantly is, yes, isn't that what you want? Is that the goods aren't made in China, that they'd be made here? So, like, they're not made in China and then sold here. That's what's happening. They're making them in countries we have friendly deals with.
Yep.
And it's benefiting those countries. Like, somehow the goods are still Chinese to her, though, right? Because there would be, because she's a fucking awful racist. But again, I just love the line, I'm not worried about my 401k. The woman who's worth tens of millions of dollars with a salary of $3+ million a year from Fox alone on top of book deals and TV residuals. Yeah, she's really going to be a 401k person.
You know what? Not that I can afford it, not that it isn't important, not that I'm not at a point in my life when I should be worried about my 401k, because I am. But this is what I believe. I believe in this man.
She has the most.
And
I just noticed just how insanely plastic her face is that it terrifies me. Like her eyes don't move. Everything above the mouth just isn't there. It's not real.
believe
She's
that
not
what
real.
we're
It's fake.
She's not real.
seeing now with his bringing in $1 trillion in business and manufacturing and companies.
Which he hasn't brought in. Like, this is the part that, again, every time they say this, he's brought in $1 trillion. The stock market lost $6.6 trillion today, by the way. Today. In the last 24 hours, maybe that's the 2 days. 2 days, it's 6.6 trillion. Just in the United States, not world markets. Just in 2 days. So, bringing $1 trillion of investment in.
So if you read about people jumping out of windows in the news.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you will. This is, we're at that point. It's horrifying.
He's moving back to the United States, and seeing what we saw during COVID, when we couldn't, we had all those supply chain problems. We couldn't get medicine in this country. Other countries were prioritizing themselves before they were sending stuff to us.
Fun fact. Do you want to know a fun fact?
No. What's the fun
Medicine is exempt from the tariffs, so there's no pressure for those companies to build anything here. So by this line of reasoning is irrelevant.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with it. It's
Yep.
if they were right, which they're not. But if they were right that these tariffs would force people to bring them here, you've exempted medicine. So
It's about time we recognize we've got to have manufacturing in this country, and we need to bring them to the table. And Donald Trump is the only
Did I
one that
catch that
can
in
do it.
time?
did you catch what in time?
I was just having this massive sneeze building, and I was struggling to like
You're
carefully
good. I
maneuver
didn't
my
hear it.
mouse over the mute button. Okay, good.
Because he's got the biggest consumer base in the world. He's not afraid of anybody.
You want to talk about consumer bases?
Look,
This is
yeah.
one of the things you're going to hear consistently, and you heard it from him before, that China doesn't have a choice but to sell to America. We're their biggest purchaser and everything. It's one of those things that, like, they don't understand how statistics work. It's true that we are the biggest purchaser of goods from China, toys and other things, but that is as a single country. A lot of people, and especially Janine Pirro and these other racists, view us and the world as like us, the world, and China are three countries, basically. And that's how their mind works. We are about 15% of Chinese exports. That's it. We're the number one, but we are 15%-ish, 14.6, I think at last I saw. Hong Kong is 8% for them. Like, the need of them to abide by and do whatever the U.S. wants, we don't have the fucking upper hand that we think we fucking do.
No, it's this weird blustering of like, hey, we have all the cards, you have none of the cards, so we'll just break everything, and then in your desperation, you'll come back and on your hands and knees begging for forgiveness, and you'll take whatever shit deal we give you. But it's like, no. There's actually we have a storied history of this. When you remove all financial incentive for a country to work with you, they don't come begging. They build connections with other countries, because that's how that works. You're where you are because other countries built those connections with you. It'll be someone else's turn now. That's what's going to happen. Like it. These people are so stupid. It's like, congratulations. You just paid for the end of American hegemony. He would talk about how we're going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. You just unseated America from its place in the world, and you are paying for it out of pocket. And it's probably going to poison the country against your party for the next 2 elections. If not more. Because we're not at the point yet where we're feeling the consequences. That's going to come very soon.
So as a note, you'll feel them Monday. Americans will, not you. as much. I think you will feel it.
We'll feel it. Or we're going to feel
thing.
it. We're going to feel it.
Everyone in the world will to some extent, but Americans will feel it Monday, because it's not going to take long for people to understand, retailers, to understand the COGS, the cost of goods landed, and what they're paying for it for manufacturer suggested retail, what they're paying for it wholesale. They're going to start seeing those numbers go up as of now, as of today. And so Monday, they're going to go to all of the televisions and all the stock that they currently have, Costco and all of them. I would be stunned if they didn't preemptively add a shit ton of money to all of them, presuming future costs that are going to be landing 2 weeks. We're like 2-3 weeks behind. We know how long this takes. Like, fuck.
And good news, Carney's looking pretty sweet right now. Massive upgrade so far. We'll see if he disappoints, because they always do.
Carney?
But Mark Carney, the new PM. He's,
yeah. I don't pay attention to your state.
It's
Hi, a happy thought. Oh, I don't have a happy thought, but I have a secret to tell you. No, it's about a happy thought. Hello?